Hi guys, Asmo here, and today I'm going to share with you my strategy for getting tons and tons of XP while mapping, completing multiple challenges at the same time and farming currency at the same time. You're gonna notice at the beginning of this video I have 50 something percent XP and I'm level 86, and at the end of the video, at the end of the same map, I am level 87, also around 50% XP. So I've gained like over 90% of a level in that one map, and I'm gonna show you everything I'm doing to push the XP as high as possible while also very efficiently completing the challenges. The challenges that I'm taking care of in this strategy are the Abyss Encounters challenges. Then we also are doing at the same time the Legion Encounters challenges, Blight Encounter challenges, Expedition challenges. We're doing Harvest challenges at the same time. We're getting Tainted Currency for that challenge as well, and we are killing bosses from the Beyond realm. So the XP that we're leveraging comes from multiple sources. One of them is from the Atlas passive skill tree. So if you look at the Atlas passive skill tree and look at the XP, we have three sources of extra XP boosts that are artificially kind of like making it so that we're getting more XP. One of them is the Abyssal Army node, so we get more monsters from Abyss and they give more XP. And Abyssal monsters giving more XP is really huge because you spawn all of them. There's tons of rare monsters, and also there is an extra opportunity to spawn the Abyssal Depths, and Abyssal Depths are going to be 3 levels higher and have more magic monsters, more rare monsters, and higher pack size, which is gonna also give you a ton of XP. So Abyss is a really good way of farming XP, and also we're of course completing the challenges. Then we've got the Bountiful Harvest, that is 200% increased experience. So while we're doing Harvest, we got tons of chances of spawning. I'm gonna talk about like spawning and which Scarabs and Sextants to use later, but we get extra XP from these monsters and we spawn more of them. And then we also have Beyond, which we get 30% increased XP for killing Beyond monsters, and it also adds more monsters to our maps. So that's what we're leveraging. So let's talk about the map device, the map preparation, like how do you want to run these maps. So first of all, you're going to be wanting to run at least a T14 map if you can, if your character is strong enough, if you have like a second character that is strong. And if you want to run lower tiers, you can run lower tiers, but I would recommend T14s if you can, because you want to also be able to use the Searing Exarch or Eater of Worlds, so that you can get extra monsters into your maps on top of that. From the map device, I am using the Abyss because that gives me 2 additional abysses. It's a pretty cheap craft, and 2 extra abysses is scaling with everything else that we're doing. This is a very cheap craft that we can efficiently use. I'm picking up the Searing Exarch, but you can pick Eater of Worlds, whatever you prefer. Then I'm picking up also a June mission. So this is another thing that is going to give you a ton of XP. Betrayal is one of the ways of like fastest leveling in the game, because not only is it going to give you extra encounters in your maps, which whenever you click on the release or bargain or whatever on the Betrayal member, you're going to be getting a huge jump of XP. You're gonna notice that whenever you click like release or whatever, or bargain or something like that, you get a huge jump of XP. And then also when you're running safe houses, they also have an XP multiplier, so you're leveling additionally through that. So Betrayal is really huge. I have on this Atlas skill tree that I provided for you guys Covetous Stakeouts, which gives you more June randomly and more June missions. And then you can also pick the Focused Investigation, which is going to give you additional chances for June missions so that you can get more of them and get them more often in your maps. So very huge source of XP. Then we are running 4 Scarabs. We're running Rusted Legion Scarab for extra Legion, so that we are completing the challenges. Legion is also pretty good currency. You can pick the Legion passives that give you each Legion in your maps contains an additional Warhorde, so that you get more chests. Chests are what gives you the most rewards, and also you're completing the challenges faster. Then we are running the Polished Blight Scarab. So the Rusted Legion, I paid 1C in bulk for these. Polished Blight, I also paid 1C in bulk for these, and the Polished gives you the extra additional Blight boss. And the bosses are what accounts for the challenges. So for challenges, you want to do a lot of Blight encounters, but also kill the bosses. So that's why we're running this. And in terms of the Atlas passives for the Blight, I'm picking up the extra chance for blighted maps. because that's what we are also going to be having to run for the challenges. And then we also have the immune response, which they are spawning faster and they are spawning more monsters. So that is going to give you more XP. More monsters equals more XP, and that is going to be very, very nice for the Blight because it's going to spawn faster and take less time. Then we also have Polished Abyss Scarab. These are either 1 or 2 chaos, depending on how big of a bulk you're buying. Contains an additional abyss, and then also areas spawn 50% increased monsters. You can also buy the rusted ones or the higher ones if you want, but the polished ones are pretty cost effective, and so are the rusted ones. So either rusted or polished, very easy to buy in bulk. And then the last one is the Rusted Expedition Scarab. This is the most expensive Scarab. If you're buying in big bulk, this is going to cost you like 3 chaos, but this pays for itself very, very easily because Expedition is one of the greatest sources of currency in this league. So we're doing the challenges, we're getting currency, and we're getting extra monsters. And on the remnants, you can also look for modifiers to XP. So you can also make it so that these monsters gives you more experience. So as you can see, all of these strategies are giving us more and more XP that we are multiplying like crazy. And then maps, you want to just roll something easy. I have a map here with an example of like a Beyond, to show that you can just roll Beyond on your maps if you want, but you can just roll any easy maps that you can handle, just so you're not dying, because another way to level quickly is to not die, right? Not dying is pretty important if you want to be leveling quickly, because you're not going to be getting these setbacks of XP. So you want to make your character decently tanky, even if it goes slightly slower. Not dying is going to definitely pay off. So that's how we are setting this up. And then for the sextants, you can roll them, you don't have to roll them. If you are not rolling them, then you don't need these enduring influence points on the Atlas passive skill tree, so you could put them into something like focused investigation or something like that. I personally here wanted to make a good showcase for the map, so I put the Beyond in here, and I put the Sacred Grove, so I can have a guaranteed Sacred Grove to show you guys, so you can use those, or you can skip that and rely on natural spawns from the Atlas passive skill tree. And then you also have Hunted Traitors and extra Vol monsters, like corrupted Vol monsters. So extra monsters rolled on this are just going to give you more XP. You can roll sextants yourself, and then you can sell the good ones. You can put them in a compass. If you find something good, like for example Conqueror maps or something like that, you can put it in a compass, sell it to other players, and get yourself more sextant and just roll monsters or whatever you need for them, right? So that's the basic preparation. Let's talk about the Atlas passive skill tree, the things that I haven't mentioned yet. So the basic things that we have here are map sustain. So we got shaping of the mountains, valleys, and seas. I'm skipping the shaping of the skies because I hate this extra like special crafting option. It clogs my map device and I have to scroll further for other things. If it appears here, then Abyss is not on the first screen, and then I have to scroll down to click it, and it's annoying, so that's why I'm not running that one. We're blocking Metamorph, and we're blocking Breaches because we're not scaling them in any way, so I would rather get a higher chance of spawning some of the mechanics that I really want, such as like the Sacred Grove, such as extra Legion encounters, such as Expedition encounters, extra Abysses, right? We have also a Mirror of Delirium. You could skip these. You could only leave the unlocked mechanics that you really want to run and block Heist, but Heist is also very profitable if you find the caches. So I just left all the good stuff and blocked Metamorph and Breaches. And then we have here the Sacred Grove chance. We've got quantity of life force. We got all of these Sacred Grove nodes and all of these Sacred Grove nodes. So we're focusing on harvest pretty hard, and it's going to give us more XP, spawn pretty frequently. Then I also have here the Blight, the immune response, as well as the epidemiology. On the left side, we have the Beyond nodes, and then I rolled some sextants with like possessed monsters, so I grabbed the Seance. Seance is okay. It's gonna give you sometimes like a god touched possessed monster, which is gonna give you even more loot. This is very optional. This is not necessary. I just had spare points, so I picked something on top of that. Here we have expedition nodes. So for expedition nodes, you definitely want to pick the logbook nodes. And since we are forcing expedition with the Scarab, we pick the quantity of artifacts over a chance to spawn expedition encounter. And here we are picking the extra remnants and extra radius for the explosives, so we can get more runic monsters. Then we've got the Abyss, so we got Abyssal Army for XP extra monsters. We've got Abyssal Depths modifiers and extra chance for the Abyssal Depths, and you want to kill the Leech for the challenge as well. And then for Legion, we have the additional Warhorde. You can also pick the Maraketh and Emblematic. That's also something very good to pick. And then if you are struggling with Legions, you can also pick the Protracted Battle or something like that. And that's basically the Atlas skill tree. So I had a lot of fun doing these maps as well. I'm playing my Cleave Slayer. So I'm leveling this character right now, and it handles this very well. It's not too rippy. It all depends on the modifiers that you're going to be rolling on your maps. So if you're not rolling too rippy modifiers, and there's absolutely no need for that, then you're gonna be totally fine. So roll your maps easy to not die and just complete these maps, and you're gonna be getting tons of XP. You're gonna be finishing a lot of challenges at the same time, and also making guaranteed currency. You're always gonna be coming out of the maps with more currency than you invested into this, because the investment is actually very, very cheap. So that's it. Hopefully this strategy will be useful to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.